I do spend some time with clients, quite a few clients, on helping them with being interviewed and interviewing, all kinds of stuff, all across the board. There are some very important things you want to remember when you're interviewing people or being interviewed by people, and that's what this video is about, so stay tuned to learn about the interviewer and the interviewee. Hi, my name is Sean Summercamp, and this is Motivationeer Christian Coaching. You've probably heard me say multiple times that there are 3 predictors of career success: IQ, conscientiousness, and EQ. There's another 4th, it's kind of close behind, it's having an open network. Now, when you have IQ, conscientiousness, and EQ as part of the success factor, this means 2 of those 3 we can't do anything about, but 1 of those 3 we can. EQ, emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. We can change that, enhance that. We can't really come across more smart than we are because IQ is IQ and conscientiousness is something we can't change. It's a personality trait, but the interview process, when we're interviewing and being interviewed, we want to base it all on emotional intelligence. Yes. There's a technical aspect of it. You're going to try to get to see what people do technically, but really where the difference is going to be made is in the employee's emotional intelligence that you're interviewing, or you demonstrating your emotional intelligence when you're being interviewed. That's kind of key. So when you're being an interviewer, there is a very cool question you can ask to make sure you test this emotional intelligence aspect of the person that you're interviewing. I do it in a series of 2 questions back to back like this. I say, what would you like to change about yourself professionally? And then I let them answer the question. I don't ask the strengths and weaknesses goofiness, but this is kind of the same. It allows you to watch them reflect on how they see themselves. Now, the second question, and this is I love this one. I forget where I picked this up, but once I did, I used it all the time. You then say, what have fellow employees in the past thought would be something that they would like to see you change about yourself? This is an emotionally intelligent testing question because you're asking them to put themselves in the other person's shoes and reflect back on how they see you. But you understanding how they see you, that's emotional intelligence. It's really a great thing to ask. Again, you're going to ask technical questions nicely. Interviews that I've been in, they've tested my technology prowess. You can do that too. But what we often always miss is when we're interviewed or being interviewed, we forget about emotional intelligence. So what if you're the interviewee? How do you demonstrate emotional intelligence? Well, one of the most important things is to realize that the other person that's interviewing you is a normal person, is human. We do not want to come across like they're way up on this pedestal and we're nervous around them and we really want to win over their attention and affection. Oh man, that's a major turnoff. Do not do that. So when you're interviewing the interviewee, you want to demonstrate your emotional intelligence by understanding they're just a regular old person. We don't want to act weird or stuffy or nervous. That's going to communicate emotionally unintelligent. Instead, be calm. Sit back. If you've not watched the Amy Cuddy TED Talk on power posing, watch that. It'll help you in that moment to sit confidently, to not look nervous, and certainly not to speak to them like there's some kind of ogre over you that you're to be afraid of. And ask them emotionally intelligent questions about the company, about their own career. Hey, what is it that's keeping you here? What excites you about working here? What's it been like interacting with people in this culture? Figure some questions out that really represent that you are thoughtful about the emotional gravity of the work environment, of their choices, of their career, etc. Okay? Yes, be prepared technically as well. Do research on the company. Make sure that you're up to speed on the latest lingo in that area that you're focusing on, whatever it is. But then make sure a large part of your questions, asking questions about them, are emotionally informed, okay? When we come across with great energy, whether we're interviewing or being interviewed, the likelihood of making a connection with them, it goes way, way up. And ultimately, it doesn't matter how smart you are or how much you know about the topic. If people don't feel like they can relate to you and they just feel this kind of like butting heads or unrelatability, you're probably not going to get the job. Sometimes they do, and because they're just going to throw you off on someone else, but many of the time they're not, okay? This is the difference maker during interviews, connecting at some level relatably. I don't want to say emotionally, but relatably with the other person. If you don't have the technical knowledge when you're an interviewee, but you connect with the person, they'll hire you. And as the interviewer, if you realize they may not have as high of a technical knowledge, you're still going to you're likely to hire them if they demonstrate that they're level-headed. They have emotional awareness and intelligence emotionally that would fit nicely into your culture, okay? Think about this in your next interview, whether you're doing it or receiving it, to really enhance and make emotional intelligence the focus. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation, and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at Motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform